What's going on here is Hugo Martin, the co-director of Doom: The Dark Ages, who also, I believe, co-directed 2016 and Doom Eternal, is talking about the new glory kill system in Doom: The Dark Ages, because seemingly they've done away with the old 1 to 2 second, 3 second maybe animation of glory kills that was very popular in Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, and they've got a new system for the Dark Ages. It's a little bit contentious because it is a really cool part of the previous two games, and it's just kind of him explaining what it's kind of be like and feel like, and what it kind of provides to players in the new game. So I'm really keen to see what he kind of says about it, because it is such an important part and such a cool part of Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. So let's kind of see what Hugo Martin has to say about the new glory kill system in Doom: The Dark Ages.
While I miss the old glory kill system, as those were a way to take a little breath from all the action in the game, I think the current system is a huge opportunity to have a greater effect in gameplay with the new 3 options. Yes, it is. Well, that's not really a question. That's just support. I like it. It is. It's all about player freedom, and there's more enemies on screen now than we've ever...
All right, I'm going to pause it right here real quick. I think mostly with Doom Eternal, but also in Doom 2016, the environment and the level kind of structure was a lot more 3D, for lack of a better term, or like platformy, that sort of thing. Especially in Doom Eternal, a lot more platforming, but it was a lot more. There were more levels. There was like a ground level, fucking maybe a basement level, or like a level 1, level 2. So there were more heights for you to kind of climb or descend, and more demons in different sort of areas, whether it was up high or down low or right in front of you or whatever. There are so many enemies on this screen, but they're all on one flat level. So I can kind of see how it'd be really annoying going from one to the other, all the way to like fucking right side of the screen to the left side of the screen, doing the same goddamn glory kill every single time. I can see why that would get tedious and a little bit annoying, like Hugo Martin said. And if this is how the entire game is going to look, and there's not going to be much kind of platforming, and it's going to be a way more kind of stand and fight sort of game, as they've kind of been saying in all the marketing and everything, then that makes sense. But we'll continue here and see what else he has to say.
Ever had before. If we're asking the player to stop and play a synced animation for every one of those, it was getting very, very tedious. And we wanted, in this game, for you to be able to perform multi-glory kills. You know, that scene in the opening of 300,
Okay, rewind real quick. So, I'll be honest, like, I watched the first trailer and the second trailer for The Dark Ages. I haven't watched much actual, how would you put it? Much actual gameplay. Like, I know a lot of people have actually gotten the chance to play Doom: The Dark Ages early, which is really cool, and a couple hours of it, which is awesome. But I haven't watched much actual gameplay, so I have sort of been complaining about there not being like a dedicated cinematic glory kill. But what that just showed was actually really cool, so I want to play it back. It looks kind of cool, them kind of fucking ragdolling and flailing back or whatever, but all the blood splatter and everything looks sort of awesome. So I want to replay that, and then we'll continue here.
And we wanted, in this game, for you to be
so
able to perform multi-glory kills.
then 2. That looks pretty cool.
300, not the opening, but in the Hot Gates, the battle scene in 300, the Zack Snyder film. You know, when Leonidas breaks the phalanx, and it's just that beautiful side shot that tracks with Leonidas, and it goes into slow-mo as he's taking out all these guys in one fluid action, and he throws away the spear, and he picks up the Spartan sword, and he just starts wrecking people. That was
I love how passionately he talks about 300.
Feel like that in this game. Doing multiple glory kills in succession was something we tried to do for like 10 years, and just didn't really fit in the other games. A lot of times you'd have multiple characters or 2 characters staggered right next to each other. You perform the one glory kill in 2016 or Eternal. By the time you turn to the other guy, he's already out of the stagger. And it also just kind of feels disjointed.
I really like that explanation there. I have seen 300 at least twice, but not for a very long time, like not in a couple of years, but I do know what he's talking about that kind of, it almost looks like a fucking Super Mario Brothers game, like one of the old ones, like, or even like Mario Wonder, where it's like the 2D platformer sort of thing, and you're kind of following Leonidas and his attacking all those soldiers or whatever in one sort of shot right across the screen. That does sound pretty cool. So I do like his explanation. I think he is selling me on it quite a bit here, but we'll keep going. And at the end of the day, it just really depends on how it feels in game, and that's kind of what I've been saying for the most part throughout the kind of lead up to the Dark Ages. So as long as it feels good in game, maybe how it looks doesn't matter as much. So let's keep going here.
So in this game, by unsyncing them, they're more like executions. You're able to just move from one guy to the next. So it is a system. People think it's just...
You know what else it looks like? It really looks like how in... So I just got done playing Dead Island 2. I fucking love Dead Island 2. I actually got the platinum on it, and I beat both the DLC packs. Solar was amazing. House or whatever it's called, not so much, but Solar, really, really cool. It kind of looks like how you would maim and like fly kick zombies in Dead Island 2. So I actually really like that. It kind of reminds me of Dead Island 2, which to me is a good thing. Maybe to not a lot of other people, but to me is a really, really cool thing.
Playing the same melee strike every time. There's a bucket of melee animations that we're pulling from. The ragdolls aren't just ragdolls. We're actually playing like certain falter animations that then, will transition into ragdolls. We really polish the physics system there. And then depending on the melee weapon that you have selected, sometimes it'll actually play an execution animation or glory kill animation using the melee weapon. So it's this, and it's also sensitive to the enemies that you're engaging with. So there's lots of things there. It is a true system to make sure that there's a good amount of variety. That's actually the point of this, is to avoid repetition, so you don't see the same kind of animation again and again. Even though...
Okay, that is genuinely a really good way of putting it. I think... Let me wrap my head around this. I might need to replay it. Oh, fuck it, I might replay it. I really like the way you put that, but I just want to make sure I got it right.
So sensitive to the enemies that you're engaging with. So there's lots of things there. It is a true system to make sure that there's a good amount of variety. That's actually the...
Okay, so the fact that he said it's a true system. So going into the lead up to Dark Ages, everyone has been saying that they took out glory kills from the game. That's what everyone's been saying. Nobody's really picked up on the fact that they've just changed the system. The system is still there. There's still a glory kill function and a glory kill, I guess you would say, button or whatever it is that you press and it does a cool animation or whatever. It's not so much locked cinematic. There's still a system there. It doesn't interrupt the flow of the game. Like Hugo Martin kind of said before, you might perform a glory kill on one demon in Eternal or 2016 or whatever, and then you turn around and try to do it on the next one, but they're already out of the staggered state because you weren't, you were kind of wasting time in that locked cinematic. You couldn't move right after you do the glory kill. That is a really good way of putting it and making it seem like it does flow a lot better with the gameplay. I am really, really liking the way he's kind of explaining this. Obviously, he's fucking director on the game, but he's doing a fucking fantastic job of selling me on this. Because honestly, I didn't watch this video before stream. I just wanted to put it on here and kind of talk about it. But I am absolutely loving the way he's putting it. And from the gameplay that I've seen so far, just from this, it looks pretty good. So
the point of this is to avoid repetition, so you don't see the same kind of animation again and again. Even though
it's not a bad thing. I think that in 2016 and Eternal that you did see the same animation over and over, because I think a lot of people really loved it and actually didn't care. I remember seeing a video from, I think it was God of War Ragnarok. I don't know if it's like the stunt coordinator or the choreographer or whatever for the person that did like all the action mocap and all the fighting mocap for Kratos in that game. They gave him a direction for Kratos to kind of throw a right hook while stepping in or something. And, the choreographer obviously is trained in like boxing and all this stuff, and that felt really unnatural to him. And the game directors were like, we don't care, just get it done. And he's like, all right, well, if I don't get it done, I don't have a job. So he made it work in that game. But the thing is, that choreographer said something really important, and that's the fact that they had to nail every single motion capture section for all of the like actions and kind of hits that or punches or fucking axe throws or whatever that Kratos will do, because the player's going to see that thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of times. So if you don't nail it and it doesn't look good, then players are going to get bored of it real quick. So the fact that he said that it got repetitive in 2016 and Eternal, I half agree with that. But I have never seen anyone actually complain that it's gotten too repetitive. All I've seen is people really enjoy it, and it's been, 9 years since Doom 2016. I haven't seen a single person complain about the fact that glory kills are boring or repetitive. But like, I do understand his point. It's not a bad point. I half agree with it. So
we have all these different animations in the glory kills of 2016 and Eternal. They're directional, so you only see a different animation if you attack an enemy from a different angle.
Yeah, that's very true. I do like the fact that they kind of implemented that, and if you do a glory kill from the back, from the front, from the side, it is different. But what he's going to say, I assume, is that I'll just let him say it.
Actually, the majority of people who engage with glory kills are attacking the enemies from the front. So like 80-90% of the time, they're seeing the same animation.
Okay, that's a very interesting point. That is absolutely a fair point.
With this system, you can come at them in any direction. You're playing a different melee strike depending on the weapon you're holding, the enemy type, which one the game pulls from. So it does help with repetition, which is really the main focus. Gives you more control. It feels more fluid. All the good things. We're not just... Look, put it this way. If it didn't feel good, it wouldn't be in the game. There's no reason why we wouldn't do glory kills again. We thought it was great. But really, it's...
Yeah, so that's the main thing. I'm so sorry. I froze on paused on a really bad shot of him. But they didn't take out glory kills. I think that's the number one thing. I think that's the thing I got hooked on, and the thing that I couldn't wrap my head around is why they would take out glory kills, but they didn't take them out. They just changed them. Maybe the change isn't for everyone, but they change it in a way that they're still there. But maybe they're not the same. They're not locked cinematics. That's pretty much the end of it. I'll keep going here.
It's about creating like a new experience for you guys. That's where it's really important, right? We don't want us to just do the same thing again. So it is awesome. See, he didn't even ask me a question, and I gave like a massive answer. So there you go.
Whew. All right. Awesome. I think Hugo Martin's been doing a couple of those recently. Or quite a few of them. He's been doing like fucking Q&As or whatever. And I haven't seen any of them. I haven't watched any of them, but that was actually genuinely really entertaining, really enlightening. And it's kind of, it's definitely sold me a lot more on the new system that they have. Once again, I think that's what people are getting like caught on, and what people are kind of getting confused about. They didn't remove the system. They just changed it. The glory kills are still there. They're just a little bit different. I think that's what everyone is a little bit confused about. So I can't imagine it's going to be any less badass to watch a glory kill in Doom: The Dark Ages than it would with Doom Eternal or Doom 2016. So that's pretty much it. I am so fucking looking forward to this game. It comes out in like 2 weeks or something. It actually comes out May 13 in Australia on Tuesday. So I'm picking up my collector's edition in the morning at 9 a.m. as soon as JB Hi-Fi opens, and then I'm rushing home, installing it in my PS5, and then we are playing that shit on stream immediately.